Hey Choppers, Logan here with another Kickstarter preview for you, this time for the Treasure of Montecristo Island. It's for 2 to 6 players, ages 10 and up, and plays in about 90 minutes, and it's a co-op adventure survival game full of treasure. So let's get it to the table, take a look at it. The Treasure of Montecristo Island is played on this huge map here, and the goal of the game is to survive together long enough to find the treasure and get back to your ship with it in the upper left-hand corner while avoiding the thief who starts out here in the lower right-hand corner on his own ship. The way you do this is by moving your tokens around the map and collecting up different resources until you can end up at one of the 4 chapel or monasteries, building an altar there at each one of them, lighting the fires at those altars, and then that will lead you to where the treasure is. Once these 4 altars have been built and the fires are lit, you will roll the compass die and the resource die together, and it'll tell you where you can find the treasure. For instance, here it tells you the south quadrant, which is down here on the map, and also the stone resource. So you would put the treasure right on that spot in the south quadrant, and then players would have to go there, acquire it, and get it back to the ship before the thief comes along, grabs the treasure from you, and takes it back to his own ship. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. So let's go ahead and clear this off the map and show you how gameplay starts. Players start out randomly choosing one of 6 characters by putting the meeples for them in the bag, shaking it up, and then drawing them out and putting them on the map at the starting ship. Hey, I got the orange guy. Once you have your meeples and they're on the ship, each player will take their corresponding character card, which are double-sided, and place clips at the maximum food and water on the track and also the maximum health. Your health dictates how many action points you have for a turn. Each player will also take their inventory tile, which has different spots on it that you can keep your resources as you collect them. And it also tells you a little special ability or restriction that that character has. Like you can see, the scout here cannot craft a satchel. And the blue character, which is the captain that we have, may give and take resources from other characters. Each player will also take a gameplay sheet, which tells you what the turn order is, actions you have, different crafting costs, and what happens when you gather resources. Players will place a thief on his starting boat in the bottom corner, and then shuffle up the Evening Fate deck and place it in the bottom corner next to the discard spot. Then the players will each take the die, roll it, and player with the highest number will go first. Each round is split into 4 different phases, as are shown down here on the board and also on the player's gameplay tile. You can see it's split into morning, afternoon, dusk, and evening phases. During the morning, each player, in clockwise order, will use all their action points, or up to all their action points, on their character tile to do different things that are shown on the board here as actions, such as moving 1 space per action point, rolling for resources, crafting an item, or taking a ferry, or possibly healing on their health meter. Moving around the board is simple. It's 1 space per action point. But whenever you land or pass over a blue or green triangle, you will get to take those resource tiles and put them onto your character's inventory tile. If you happen to have crafted a spear, you will get 2 times the amount of food when you cross one of the green triangles, or if a player has crafted a well at one of the spots with the blue triangle and put the special blue well over the spot, you will be able to grab 2 water whenever you pass over those special well spots. Landing on any of the other resource spots, such as the rope, which is the yellow, the wood, stone, or coal, you will roll the die to see what you get. On a 1, you will lose 1 health. On a 2 through 4, you will obtain 1 of those resources, and on a 5 or 6, you will obtain 2 of them. You will take the appropriate colored markers and put them onto your inventory tile. The main purpose of collecting up these resources is so that you can craft different items such as the spear, like we talked about before, which will let you obtain 2 food when you pass over a food spot. The axe, that will let you grab double resources no matter what your roll is. So if you roll a 5 or 6, you will be able to grab double those resources, so 4 of those resources. Or to build yourself a satchel. A satchel will let you have extra inventory spots that you can grab to obtain resources. Though also, you will want to be able to craft those altars at the monastery and chapel spots, and then later on, or on the same turn you build it, if you have enough resources, being able to light the fire on those altars. All those different items you can craft, their prices are right there on the board at the little bottom of the legend there, and they're also on your little gameplay tile to let you know what you need to build different stuff. But everything isn't all happy-go-lucky and all the players just roaming around on the board collecting up resources and crafting items. You'll have to contest with the Thief. After each player has had a turn to go during the morning phase, then the afternoon phase happens where the Thief will activate, and it will move 4 spaces towards the closest player's token. If it reaches that player, it will make a roll to fight that player and possibly have a chance of stealing all of one resource from that player's inventory or satchel and possibly dealing damage to that player also. If the treasure has been revealed when the Thief activates in the afternoon phase, the Thief will go towards the treasure. He knows where it is, or the player with the treasure if one has picked the treasure up, and then will try to make his way back to his boat. That's how the players lose. If the Thief gets the treasure back to the boat, the players lose. If the players get their treasure back to their boat first, they win. After the afternoon phase is the Dusk Phase, where it is meal time for everybody. Each player will have to decrease their food and their water by 1 on their adventure tile. If they can't, they will have to reduce their health. As your health gets lower and lower from either having to reduce or not being able to reduce your food or water, or taking damage from the Thief, you will get less action points per turn. As you can see here on the Scout, at 4 health, I've only got 6 action points instead of the 8 that I have at 8 health. After mealtime during the Dusk Phase comes the Evening Phase, where players will draw 1 card from the Evening Fate deck and resolve it. They have some detrimental but also some positive outcomes to these cards, such as the Water card, which every player will get +2 water tokens, or Earthquake card, which all players will get -1 health. The evening cards apply to all players whenever you draw the 1 during the evening phase. After the evening phase has concluded and you've resolved your 1 evening fate card, play goes back up to the morning phase, and the first player will be able to complete all of his actions that he wants to, and then play continues until the players either find the treasure and get it back to their boat, or the Thief gets the treasure and takes it back to his boat, and everybody loses. The Treasure of Montecristo Island is coming to Kickstarter on October 20th, 2020, so make sure to keep an eye out for it. I'm Logan for Logan Shots Previews, and we'll see you next time. Happy gaming.